And bad days just don't seem to end for Beijing. There is the COVID-19 chaos. China's economic strength is apparently fading. And now the only strength that China thought it could hold on to is depleting as well. I am talking about China's population. The world's most populous country is on track of reverse population. What does that mean? In simple terms, China's population is shrinking. The country has not said so in as many words, but very soon it will be releasing uneasy data. We're not talking about Wuhan virus deaths, but the number of births in 2022. And this data is expected to bear bad news. One independent demographer has estimated that the number of births in China last year was around 10 million, which happens to be a record low. A plummeting birth rate means its population is shrinking, and Chinese officials could not be more worried. Just look at the sort of policies that Chinese officials are rolling out. Shenzhen City Health Commission has promised 19,000 yuan or nearly $2,800 for couples who have a third child. The couples will also receive yearly incentives until the child turns 3 years old, and similar cash incentives have also been promised to couples who have a second child or their first. A similar announcement has also been made in Jinan, which is a city in the Shandong province. Couples have been told that they will receive a monthly childcare subsidy of 600 yuan or $89 if they have a second or third child this year. And the city of Yichang in central Hubei has also announced a similar childcare subsidy. Now, the obvious question is, why? Why is China encouraging couples to have more babies? And why is a falling population scaring the Chinese officials? Now, normally one would think the more the people, the more stretched the resources, right? China is already home to 1.4 billion people. Its population is 37 times that of Canada's, 4 times the United States. 1/6 of the world's population lives in China. And despite that, a falling population can shake up the system. You see, China is big on harnessing human resources. Remember, it is the world's factory. But it wasn't always one, and China worked hard on harnessing the demographic dividend. Between 1978 to 2017, China's GDP went from $149.5 billion to $12 trillion. Of course, this would not have been possible had China not opened up. But it also would not have been possible without the Chinese workforce. China capitalized on cheap labor. It developed labor-intensive industries. For the people of China, this meant jobs and more opportunities. And for the People's Republic of China, it meant progress. When the population falls, progress also falls. For China, a shrinking population means growing number of elderly, thinning number of working-age population, more healthcare costs, and a falling GDP. In December 2022, the United Nations had said that the number of Chinese aged between 15 and 64 will fall by more than 60% this century. And the timing of the upcoming report could not be worse. Production disruption in China is already making global headlines. We all saw the visuals of Foxconn employees fighting against the Chinese authorities instead of assembling iPhones. As China asserts itself on the world stage, its claim to fame is fading away. For China, its population has always been a source of power. The more the population, the more the power. And now that power is fading away, and Xi Jinping and his men are staring at a demographic crisis. And guess what? China's loss will be India's gain. This year, India will be overtaking China as the world's most populous country. Also, India's population will be aging much slower as compared to China. There could not be a more bitter pill for China. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.